November 1944. Eastern France, just miles from a German border. A military convoy from Supreme Headquarters Allied Expeditionary Force slows as it approaches a muddy crossroads. Inside the lead vehicle sits General Dwight D. Eisenhower, Supreme Commander of Allied Forces, reviewing frontline reports. The convoy suddenly stops. Blocking the road is an old, battered Jeep, splattered with mud, dented, unmarked. No flags, no insignia. Inside sits an older soldier in a filthy field jacket, helmet scarred from combat. No rank visible. An MP is arguing with him. "Sir, you can't stop here. General Eisenhower's convoy is coming through." The muddy soldier doesn't even look up. "I don't care who's coming through. I'm waiting for my tank commander." Eisenhower leans forward, studying the man. Something about him feels familiar. Then the soldier turns. Their eyes meet. The muddy man grins. "Ike, what the hell are you doing out here?" Eisenhower freezes. "George." The MP goes pale, because the filthy, anonymous soldier blocking the road is General George S. Patton. George S. Patton was famous for spectacle. Polished boots, pearl-handled revolvers, shining helmets stamped with 3 stars. But that image was deliberate and misleading, because when Patton went to the front lines, he dressed like no one important at all. No insignia, no medals, a standard helmet, often dented, a muddy field jacket. Sometimes, he even removed his helmet entirely. "When I want soldiers to see me, I dress like a general," Patton once said. "When I want to see the truth, I dress like a nobody." There were 3 reasons Patton disguised himself. First, survival. German snipers actively hunted officers. Stars on a helmet were a death sentence. Second, intelligence. Reports were always outdated. Patton wanted to see the battlefield with his own eyes. Third, and most important, honesty. Soldiers lied when generals visited, but they told the truth to anonymous officers. Patton didn't want performance. He wanted reality. October 1944. Near Metz, France. General Omar Bradley arrives at a forward observation post overlooking German positions. Several officers are studying the terrain. One of them, a filthy man without insignia, is sketching enemy lines by hand. "Good work," Bradley says casually. "Your reconnaissance is excellent." "Thanks, Brad," the man replies, without looking up. Bradley freezes. That voice. He stepped closer. "George, what the hell are you doing here?" Patton looks up, grinning. "Reconnaissance." Bradley is furious. "You're the 3rd Army commander. This position is under artillery range. How else am I supposed to know what the Germans are doing?" Patton replies calmly. Bradley looks down at the sketches. They aren't doodles. They're precise tactical maps, machine gun nests, artillery locations, command posts. "You drew all this yourself?" "Who else would?" Patton shrugs. Bradley can't argue with results, but he leaves with a warning. "If you get killed out here, I died doing my job." Patton smiles. Better than dying behind a desk. December 1944. Near Saarbrücken. Patton is conducting reconnaissance when shots crack through the air. His driver dives for cover. "Sir, get down." Patton doesn't move. "He's not aiming at us," Patton says calmly. "He thinks we're supply." Another shot. Closer. Patton nods. "All right, that one was for me." They take cover. The sniper fires, then stops. "Why'd he quit?" the driver whispers. "Because he doesn't know who we are," Patton replies. "We don't look important enough." 5 minutes pass. They calmly drive away. Later, the driver asks why Patton never wears rank. "Snipers hunt generals," Patton says. "But mostly, I want to move freely. I want truth, not ceremony." January 1945. Private First Class David Richards writes home. "Dear Mom, something strange happened yesterday. A muddy older guy sat in our foxhole and asked how we were doing. We told him the truth, cold, tired, scared. He listened. Then he asked what we needed. We told him. He wrote it down. Before leaving, someone asked his name. He smiled and said, 'Patton.' "Mom, we've been complaining to General Patton for 20 minutes." The next day, everything arrived. Ammo, gear, rations. Now I understand why men follow him anywhere. Letters like this appear again and again in archives. Patton didn't just command soldiers. He listened to them. War photographers received strict orders. If you see Patton at the front, do not take photos. Why? Because the Germans believed Patton always wore his famous uniform. If they discovered what he really looked like, muddy, anonymous, unrecognizable, he wouldn't survive a week. One photo was taken anyway. It remained classified until after the war. Germany. Patton and his driver encounter German soldiers unaware of surrender. Weapons are raised. "What rank?" a German asks. Patton pauses, then answers honestly. "General, 3rd Army." The Germans recognize the name. Slowly, weapons lower. To surrender to Patton is honor, one soldier says. They lay down their arms. Afterward, the driver whispers, "You could have been killed." Patton replies quietly, "War is gambling. I bet on honesty." After the war, historians asked, why did Patton risk everything? His answer was simple. A general who doesn't know what his soldiers endure will make mistakes that cost lives. Patton didn't hide among his men because he was reckless. He did it because he believed leadership meant sharing danger. That's why officers kept saying it in disbelief. "Sir, that's Patton, the general who looked like nobody and led like no one else."